What is up, folks? Briston Gaming back with another episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Weekly. And this week we're going to go over a performance enhancing mod, a couple of change mods, and a cool POI. But before we jump into anything, I want to take a second to say, if you like the content, go ahead and like and subscribe as it does help out the channel. But with that, our first mod is our performance enhancing mod, and it is Less Grass by Gouki. It is a cool mod. I run on a potato, so I can't have just grass everywhere. This mod reduces the amount of grass you have, and you can go into XML, your biome XML, and edit grass down in every biome, but this does it for you. It saves you some work. It's a simple little mod, and this does work server side for us. Like, we've tried it out on server and it works just fine because whoever's hosting or the server itself, it's editing those XML files directly, which is what people see when they load in. So it's worked well for us. It works great for my potato because, you know, I can't really see much when I'm running around. The screen gets super blurry. This helps with that by, you know, reducing the amount of clutter and stuff on the ground. But to go along with this mod, we have another mod by Gouki called Pick Up Grass. And it's really cool because, as you see here, I can pick up the grass. Pick up the grass, pick up the grass, pick up the wood, pick up grass. It's really neat that it lets you do that because, you know, you start out the game, you're having to punch wood or punch the grass and stuff like that. Kind of makes it a pain in the butt because you miss a lot, you hit the ground. This eliminates that, and you can just pick up the grass, pick up the shrubs. You can't pick up, like, this chrysanthemum here. You can't pick it up. You can't pick up crops or anything with it. It's just the grass and the shrubs and the that little wood pile, those little wood things. But it helps. It, like, eliminates having to smack the ground like, oh, well, I actually hit it that time. Of course I would. Why wouldn't I? But like, when you run around, you're trying to gather up stuff. You miss. You punch the ground. It makes it a pain in the butt. It doesn't really work too well for you. But with that, we're going to move on to another cool little mod by Gouki, and it is the Walk, Run, and Swim Fast. And what I mean by that is, look at how fast I'm walking. Look at how fast I'm running. This thing lets you book. You don't really need a vehicle, except for extra storage capacity. This mod makes you move, and it works both on land and in water. It is cool. It is a fun little mod. I use it sometimes depending upon what I'm doing. If, like, early game and I'm trying to avoid spawning stuff in, but I need to get from point A to point B, it's kind of fun. And it is really cool to play with friends and watch how fast they run because the game is so wonky. Sometimes it looks like they're just walking normal, but they're just jetting by you like a freaking hurricane. I think it looks kind of cool. I think it's a fun little mod. Gouki did really well with it. I don't know if it works server side or not. Everybody that I've played with has it themselves because when they play solo player, they like having it. So if you test it and it works server side, that's, you know, that's great. But with those, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to our next mod. Alright, folks, so our next mod is the Advanced Junk Turrets by Warzuk. And what this does is it gives us two different turrets. It gives us a 9mm turret and a 7.62mm turret. And as you know, or may not know, with the vanilla turrets, they're kind of situational at best. Like, the robotic sledge is kind of good if you've got pathways set up where you want to push zombies into. These work well. The robotic turret are kind of okay if you've got, like, a wandering horde or something. You bust into a building, you want something to guard the door behind you. You can set these down. Like, they're kind of situational. They don't really do a whole lot for you, especially at end game. I mean, they're all right. If you've got a base setup, it's extra firepower that you can get experience from. But these new ones from the mod are great. They give a lot more damage. They have more different ammo types. Like, you've got the 9mm and the 7.62, and you can mod them out just like you can the other ones. But they do a lot more damage. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set one out, and then we're going to spawn in some zombies. We're going to say, well, we'll spawn in some, we won't do 25. We'll just do like 5 or 6. Look at that thing go to town. That's a lot better than what the vanilla turret does. Now, we're going to go ahead and pick that one up, and then I'm going to show you the 762 one. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to spawn in some more strippers. Nice 5 of them. Look at that, took her arm off. Look at how much better this thing is. And just as a comparison, we'll pick that up. And I'm going to spawn in some ammo for the robotic turret. And then I'm going to take this robotic turret here, put it on the ground. I'm going to reload it. And then I'm going to spawn in some more strippers. Watch how long it's taking to do the same amount of work. Yeah, it does fire a lot faster, but it took a little bit longer. But with this mod, if you've got, you know, both of these, if you've got the perk that lets you add in 2 turrets, you can have a turret that's going to fire a hell of a lot faster, hold a little bit more ammo, and a turret that's going to pack a little bit more punch, set them up a little bit more strategically. This can, you know, help thin out hordes as they get close to you. That can punch them at a distance. You can even set down a sledge turret to knock them down and let one of these 2 take them out. But I like this mod. It's a great little mod. It does a lot of good work. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to our last mod. Alright folks, so our last mod is the POI called The Vault by Kelsey. And this thing is freaking huge. It is Navigaine only by default. You stick it in, you start a new Navigaine map, pops up, bam, you have a cool POI to explore. You might be able to get this to spawn in on other maps depending upon how you set your prefabs, or if you're using nitrogen and you can get it manually set. But I'll show you how huge this thing is. This thing is freaking massive. Look at how freaking huge this POI is. This is all underground, by the way. Like, this thing is just ginormous. And on Navigaine, it puts you smack dab in the wasteland. You are not far from the wasteland city. I don't have all of this discovered yet because I don't really play Navigaine, but you're just south of the city in the wasteland. And I'm actually going to run into it a little bit because I want to show you guys just a little bit more of this. And don't worry, all you mod authors who have POIs that I've done before, I'm actually going to go through and do a list of POIs, do videos of kind of clearing, not really clearing, but going through POIs just so people can see more of them before they decide they want to get into it. But this thing is big. Like, ooh, crap. Almost fell down. But look at how freaking huge this thing is. And I just started this character on Navigaine. Look at all these freaking zombies here. Like, look at all these boxes and stuff. Like, just look at this. I mean, the mod author has done just crazy good work on this POI. Like, I cannot gush any more over how great this POI is. Like, it is just a phenomenal POI. Look, you've got freaking plants here. Like, look at this. This just... It's such a good job. Like, this was a very well planned, a very well thought out POI. Like, again, I'm fangirling over this. Like, it is such a good POI. Like, you see all the zombies there. It just, like, this is definitely an in-game, this is an in-game POI. This is not something you're going to clear day one like me, where, you know, unless you spawn in a whole bunch of crap and go through it in God mode. I've got everything frozen just because, like I said, I spawned all this crap in, all the weapons and stuff I have, and I was trying to get here legit, but it was just taking me way too long. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to spawn all this stuff in. I mean, look at all this. Look at how big this place is. Like, I've only cut into a couple of rooms. Like, there is so much more here to explore than what I've actually gone through. Like, they have done such a freaking amazing job. Like, look at how cool that looks. Like, I cannot undersell just how big this mod is. Like, the mod author did a super fantastic job, and like these red flashing lights, like, it just really sells that this is like some big top secret underground military thing that it's so good. This is a really good POI. Like, give just go ahead, install it, play with it. Like, I know people don't like Navigaine because it's boring, but this POI alone is reason enough to jump back into Navigaine. Like, I would love to see like Glock 9 or some of these other guys that do a lot of these really hard let's plays and stuff, like, come through and play on this map. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fly through the wall here and check out this bathroom, and it goes upstairs, and we're gonna go upstairs and look at this freaking office here. Like, you see how, like, there's just so much crap here. Like, there's stuff here to loot, there's stuff here to kill. Like, I mean, you don't really run out of stuff in this POI, not, at least not easily, of crap to do. Like, I mean, there's just so much. Like, they spent so much time building this, and they have made it a freaking crazy big POI with just a ton to explore, collect, and like, I'm gonna stop talking about how great this freaking POI is, and I'm just gonna just roam around for a minute or two, play some background music, and let you guys just see just how great this POI is.
What I need to know, so take my hand and let our fears go. Take me to your jungle, where the rain is warm and the birds fly. Take me to your kingdom, yeah, take me to the, yeah, take me to the. Take me to your jungle, where the rain is warm and the birds fly. Take me to your kingdom, yeah, take me to the jungle. Describe your savage life. Ooh, let's give it a go, like our purpose shows. I wanna know who you are.
Alright, folks, I think that's probably enough just random wandering around. Like, this place is just huge. I can't oversell how great this POI is in terms of giving you something to explore, places to kill, and you could even turn this into one hell of a freaking base. Like, there's a lot of possibilities with this thing. Like, they've really done a super good job. Make sure you guys check it out, give the mod authors some love. They really deserve it with this. But thanks for sticking around. I hope you had fun. I know I did. Take it easy, and we will see you next time.